Hey, welcome back. Today, I'd like to talk about the idea of a critical point. In thermodynamics, critical point refers to that point where matter ceases to exist in a particular state. For the context of this conversation, critical point refers to that period, that moment where your new habits, your new patterns of thinking become normal. Essentially, where you become a changed person. The habits that you've tried to incorporate then become second nature. A new way of thinking becomes the new norm. Here is my 3-step formula to get to that place where you become a changed person. The first step is leave the station. Start. If you haven't seen the video, The Power of the First Step, I suggest you check it out. The first step in this conversation is let the train leave the station. As I shared in that video, there's so much power in the first step. So to get to critical point, the train has to leave the station and be on its way. So start, leave the station. Once you leave the station, you have to keep gaining traction, keep gaining momentum to get to some sort of rhythm. So the next step in this 3-step formula is keep working to gain momentum. Now, this is a really important part of the process because it's easy to get derailed. It's easy for resistance to get in the way. The onus is on you to put yourself in an environment that allows for coaching, for accountability, tracking, ownership. This is a crucial part of this equation. The next step here is to stay consistent. Once you leave the station, get to some sort of momentum, then you have to stay consistent. Staying consistent will allow for you to get to that critical point, and before you know it, that new pattern, that new way of thinking, that new habit becomes the norm. So to wrap up, to get to critical point, to get to that place where your new habits, routines, patterns, way of thinking becomes the new norm, you have to get started. Essentially, leave the station. Once you leave the station, you work to gain momentum. Get some sort of rhythm, some sort of jive, and be well on your way. Now be careful, resistance will come in the way, whether lurking in the corner or whether we self-sabotage. So it makes sense to put yourself in an environment, surround yourself with people who hold you accountable, and then you do your best to stay consistent. Consistency really is what will allow you to get to the critical point and become a new person. I hope you found that video helpful. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share, make a comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. But most importantly, reach out. Let's see how we can guide you to avoid winging it to find your path to success. My contact information is in the box below. Until the next video, stay well.